and this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Hello everyone, I'm Sophia from Hanson Robotics, ABC News.
Hey, good work.
Russian troops continued their offensive operations in and around Bakhmut during
So let's go. Get up, pick up your mat, and walk.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Unspecified Podcast. Welcome to another late night edition or the late night show, whatever this is, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. You could be anywhere else in the world, and you're here with us this evening. And buckle up, because like usual, we have a lot to show. There's a lot to get into. There's a lot going on.
That's right.
You know what I mean? What's up, everybody? License, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Eli, always. Brofist, dude. Good to see you. God the Son, Jesus Christ saves. Hi from upcountry Maui. That's wow.
Wow. Glad.
Got a lot of Maui to talk about tonight.
Yeah, that's right. So thankful you're okay.
Yeah.
And wow.
I mean, the range of topics that we're going to be going into tonight is like, it's so vast. There's so much between
Unspecified as usual.
Yeah, unspecified as usual. It's just current news that we saw and that caught our eye. That's up our alley. And I'm sure, it won't disappoint as far as, military. That's just everything. I mean, oh my gosh, it's so
That's
much
right.
to get into. But if you guys could please smash a like on this video.
That's right.
Leave a comment after the show to help boost the algorithm. Make sure that you're subscribed and share the show with friends. We can't grow the show without you guys, especially with the things that we talk about. And not that growing the show is the biggest, most important goal to us. That you share with friends and get truth out there. There's so much going on that people aren't seeing, or
Right.
there, some folks think that, it's all politics and it just stays there, but it's so much more.
Well, and our algorithms get us into, if you really like funny kittens, because I really like funny kittens, okay, but my algorithm feed is so much different than yours.
I don't know if that's how algorithms work.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, but my Instagram feed is a bunch of cooking women, adorable, cute,
Yeah, I get
funny
that.
kid family moments,
The Instagram hour.
funny kittens, and a lot of chickens. A lot of chickens. And yours is not that happy.
Mine is not that bad.
It's
It's just full of
bad.
current events
I just
and
know
stuff
that
going
when
on.
I take my phone, I'm happier.
Hollis, I really do. We both really appreciate that. Thank you so much for smashing that like. God the Son, Jesus Christ saves. Devastating to the people of Lahaina. I can't say that
Lahaina.
right. Lahaina.
Lahaina.
Upcountry, we had some fires, but nothing like Lahaina. Yeah, I heard it was more than just Lahaina. We're actually going to be talking about that. We're going to be listening to locals on the ground and whatnot. But other than that, guys, without further ado, there's some more housekeeping that we're going to be doing here, but there's just some stuff that we want to get into. Our normal, check-ins.
That's right.
So, starting with the check-ins, and then we move on to crazier stuff as we go. So, without further ado, let's jump right in and check this stuff out. All right. As normal,
we would be remiss, right? California is always on, always here.
Yeah.
California checking in.
Yeah.
Lahaina. Thank you so much. God the Son, Jesus Christ says it's Lahaina.
It's Lahaina. Okay. All right. Well, let's check out a teen takeover mob in black hoodies loots the Westfield Topanga Nordstrom in California. It's like, it's pretty much expected at this point. I mean, not expected, but like, people are starting to get desensitized to, the lawlessness, the crime. And that's what this is a spirit of lawlessness,
That's right.
It's like a frenzy. It's like a freak out frenzy. Whoa.
But, we see so many of these. We went to the mall tonight, which that's the first time we've been to the mall in
been years.
Years. Okay.
Literally.
And we went to the mall tonight, and it was a really good time, but I was half surprised that there wasn't like chaos. So it was like, oh, okay, cool. We're not there everywhere just yet. So that's nice.
Awesome Nail Tech. What's up? Good to see you. Californication. That's right. And, I smell. That's about the gist of what we believe. Yeah. Last days. That's right. So that's California, but we're not done with California. There's so much going on, man.
Always.
Okay. Unfortunate news moving forward. We have, school just started. A 17-year-old with severe learning disabilities in Conroe, Texas, who suffers from anxiety, was beaten senseless by a Conroe ISD worker. Okay.
Oh, yeah. You want video, cool? You want video? You want video? You want video? You want video? You just hit a kid, bro. You losing his job. Right.
I ain't doing shit. Keep your hands off of me. You can do your funky experience. You never put your hands on me.
Teacher hitting Big Mike, man.
Get your leg back. Get your leg back.
Don't hit him, Big Mike. He losing his job.
Bleeding.
Yeah, he's literally bleeding. If you saw the face at the end when he stands up and turns around. Brooklyn, howdy, what's up? So, like Tiff was saying, I'm taking your commentary. She said, when we saw this, she's like, school just started.
Right. Like,
this is where we're at and school just started. Okay. What even,
I don't know.
It's one of those situations. It's like, what got into you? Like, what?
Right.
So do
is
you
it
think
the heat? Is it, there's so many
Is it the heat? Does this man need to be in prison?
This is in Texas, so this is I don't know. We're not supposed to, the Bible warns us about passing judgment. But
I'm not trying to pass
No,
judgment.
I'm not saying for you. I was thinking about, the question, like, does he deserve to be in prison? That's not for me to say, but I would say
you're right. It's just it's the question that's posed in the comment.
I do believe that he definitely does not need to be in this job anymore. Like he that's so far beyond okay.
Yeah. I don't even know how to explain this.
What is that in his hand?
It's like a little battery-powered spray fan, water fan, and he breaks it over the kid's head.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
Unspecified V, good to see you. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
School just started, man. So must be the heat.
Or there's so many different things going on. We are the test subject of so many different things, guys. Bear with me. I'm not even telling you to put your tinfoil hats on yet, okay? This is irrefutable, okay? 5G in history that we know of, there has not been 5G, okay? These are working on frequencies.
5-7.
Oh, sorry, dang it. I'm usually the good one. But we have never
5 and the 7th letter of the alphabet.
That's right. So that's working on frequencies, okay? If you think about it, how much power is in vibration and frequencies? God spoke like the earth and everything into existence with the spoken word, which ultimately is a vibration, right?
Well, I mean, that's what universe means, is uni meaning one and verse being a spoken sentence.
Right.
So universe is single spoken sentence.
So think about that. In our intro, you know, there's the 5-7 towers with all the birds. Those are all birds from different articles that we had found, where people were finding all these birds that were just dying, and they were all near these towers. Okay. Not to mention schools. Like there's a school when the towers were first going up, there was a school that was really close proximity to where this tower was.
They actually put this tower up as a test on the school.
And I believe 7 children.
No, 10.
10?
10 children.
10 children wound up with cancer of some type.
Brain cancer.
Within the first year. Okay. So we are all like, you know, it's depicted also in Kingsman, the church scene.
Yeah.
And so at any rate, I'm not trying to be crazy here. All I'm saying is that frequencies, vibrations, you know, we have long range, what is that? The long range acoustic,
That's LRAD.
LRAD. Okay, that's proven. They specifically have frequencies that can make you sick, that can make you have pain. If you look on YouTube, there's frequencies that are good for headaches. I mean, like, it goes both ends. There's good and bad, okay? But if you think about that in relation to the towers, like what kind of effect, we don't know the long-term effect of these constant, you know, constant exposure to these frequencies. And now granted, they don't go out as far as some, you know, its predecessors, as far as the wave. But they're placed so, like frequently, especially in towns, places, that it doesn't matter. You're within range, you know, unless you're out a ways.
Yeah.
And so that's one contributing factor. Maybe, you know, after extended periods of time around these frequencies, maybe some people are reacting in a way that they have less control, less emotional intelligence, less impulse control. Maybe it's the heat. Maybe it's those two things combined. Maybe it's, you know, there's so many, maybe it's the jab, you know, maybe it's,
maybe it's a combination.
Right.
Anti, I wanted to say what's up, brother. Good to see you, man.
Sorry, I really got talking there.
No, you go ahead. I mean, but yeah, I mean, maybe that's, you know, all this affecting this guy, you know.
Right.
I don't know. Plus,
and not just him, because it's not just an isolated incident.
Yeah.
It's so many places. Like there has to be, you know, that's all I know.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of, I mean, this is at a school.
Yeah.
You know? So, anyway, prayers for that family. All right, moving on. So, I guess this is just some, you know, so uplifting, or, you know, I don't know.
Uplifting.
A man who committed a crime gets dragged to the police station in a citizen's arrest.
In Japan.
In Japan. And he can't really do much about it. This dude's just showing him who's daddy.
1970s wedgie style. We're going to the police by your underwear.
That's right, I smell. About the AirPods. Straight to the police.
Here you go. Take him. Okay, I will. He didn't even tell him. He didn't even tell the officer what happened or nothing. He's just like, here you go. And the officer's like, oh,
well,
okay.
I assume if he went through all this effort that we'll find out what he did. Don't worry about that, buddy. Yeah, Dap says, "What's up, brother?" He says, "Japan still has standards."
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they have a really guarded culture there.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep her moving here. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna close out this check-in with more California. Right.
Maybe that's why I'm sorry to
Keep in
interrupt.
mind. Go ahead.
Maybe that's why so many people, like Japanophiles have always been a thing, because it's such an interesting and culture-rich, culture, to be redundant. And so, but maybe that's one of the reasons people love that culture so much is because it's remained, fairly comparatively to other cultures, so authentic to its roots and to its, now, granted, having said that, I realize that throughout its history, it's had changes and stuff like that. But compared to American culture, it's kept a lot more of its fundamentals.
Yeah. Don't mess around in Singapore. I totally agree, License. I'm right on board with you, man. 100%.
One night in Bangkok.
I would totally move to Japan. All right. Keep in mind that this is in broad daylight. All right. And the utopia formerly known as California. All right. And folks are saying it's getting out of control. Broad daylight. Stealing luggage. Just broke the back window. Brand new Bronco. Can't get the luggage out the small hole.
Is it because they had out-of-state plates? Like, did that target them?
I suppose, yeah. That's wild. So it's just becoming commonplace
That's
now.
right.
I don't
License said, I won't call in tonight, but you should have people call in. Absolutely.
we absolutely should.
We've been trying to figure out how to work it in because, we like to go over the articles, but we also like to get feet commentary on it. So we're trying to figure it out.
We might do a call-in portion at the end of the show.
That's right.
Where we'll have a number that you can call. That's something we used to do.
Yep.
Because we're not on StreamYards right now.
Right.
We don't always use StreamYards, so...
Because the audio isn't as good.
Well, it's not, I don't know, well, one is, it costs money, and then, that kind of stuff. But, all right, so...
Speaking of which, check out our merch. No, I'm just
Lord.
kidding.
Hey, no, if you're going to do that, we're just going to go ahead. Hey, look, guys. All right, link in the description if you want to check out some of our merch. We have some new designs, the John 1633. With everything going on, there's no need to worry. And this is a great reminder and a great way to remind others that, he has already overcome the world. And so go check out our merch. It helps support the show. But, you don't have to. And the best thing that you could honestly do is to like the show, share it with friends. If you want to show somebody something interesting from the show, or, hopefully it helps you guys in some way be more informed with the truth of what's going on and to hear more voices than, what we hear inside of our own little algorithmic bubbles. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Anyway, we thank you guys for being here and for all your love. So moving forward, let's see here. We're going to start talking about Lahaina. Check this out. All right. I know this is, kind of coming in a little late. People move so fast and the whole social media news stuff, but I think it's still relevant. Okay. This is a video that I hadn't seen, right?
You can see the embers in the air.
It's just purely like chaotic. Okay. And this is what these people had to go through. All right.
And keep in mind, from what I've heard, this is not like soft sand.
Right.
Like these are jagged, sharp.
And the truth is that, the ocean is lovely. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's majestic. It's powerful. It can overtake you. It is, in this situation, a place of solace or sanctuary from the fire. But at the same time, it is not your friend. And these are like dump tanks. Like, I mean, there's these huge dump pipes, like, you know, from, you know, whether that be sewage or, you know, street drainage
Right.
or, you know, this isn't like a lovely place. And so I show you this to show you the rest of this.
Wait. Can we read this one comment real
Yeah,
quick?
read it. Where is it?
The WBN it says the fire alarms and firefighters didn't help. The fires occurred in the wettest parts of the island. That's interesting. There were talks of putting a 15-minute city in Maui. Seems like this is their time to try it in Hawaii since Utah is already on its way. I didn't hear about that, but that's an interesting comment. I didn't know that, you know, that there were talks of a 15-minute city, but it's not like anybody has to run anything by me, so I certainly don't doubt it.
Yeah, and it makes me go,
Right.
good point. You know, moving forward, let's listen to this. We have a couple of different voices that we're going to be listening to tonight.
Remember this highlight? I know it's been almost 5 years, but with the devastating wildfires that are going through Hawaii right now, I find the topic once again quite relevant. Witness accounts and people who are actually there reporting that they are seeing flashes in the clouds. Are we just going to dismiss and gaslight the people on the ground are seeing this? Cars are being melted and boats are burning and melting in the water. Have you looked into this company yet that is located out of Washington, D.C.? It's pretty relevant, especially since they have worldwide interests. Well, if you haven't, you should, because they have this kind of technology and they've had it for years. This is straight from their website. I mean, it's not in hiding that they have a directed energy laser program.
Well, pause that. See, we're not crazy. But
well,
look,
I mean, it
read
is.
that.
It's on Lockheed Martin's, you know, website. Lockheed Martin's directed energy laser program draws upon our proven expertise across a broad range of capabilities, as well as our spirit of innovation. Our experience includes the beam control fire control system for a megawatt class laser that destroyed a ballistic missile in flight. It kind of sounds highly accurate. High power spectrally beam combined fiber lasers that provide the most efficient conversion of platform prime power into lethal power on target. Unique SWIR component capabilities that significantly extend the ISR intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance range of the DE laser system, widespread weapon system, and platform integration experience across all DoD services. Okay, and that's about all I can see from right here. But if you want to read more, it's on Lockheed Martin's website. I mean, it's not hidden. This isn't like, you know, this isn't all theory. You know what I mean?
Which is why it's so
This stuff
frustrating when
exists.
people instantly dismiss it.
Indy,
I'm
what's
not,
up?
because I'm certainly not trying to be like all respect to anybody who's going through this or has family members who's in Hawaii. Again, I know I said this the other night because I'm not trying to take away from what they're going through or the tragedy and the seriousness of the situation. No matter what caused it, it's a serious situation, and these people need help and prayers. However, ... You know, I also believe that we need to know what causes things like this. You know, Iran recorded 153 degree heat index the other day. You know, this is the wettest part, you know, reportedly. I don't know the island personally, but reportedly this was one of the wettest parts of the island, you know, like, and obviously we have this. So why can't we have conversations about this without instantly being, you know, disregarded?
Right. Because it's dismissive. Because, you know, the truth is that, you know, and this isn't anything y'all don't know, people fear what they don't understand. And it's starting to come to light that the militaries of the world have capabilities that have been top secret, you know, to our generation, right? Predictively programmed in movies. So they've been somewhat showing us,
right,
you know, all along. And a lot of folks even know about it. You know, there was a percentage thing. It's like the 1% control everything, right? Or they at least try. And 5% are awake, right? And then there are 90% who are asleep. And the other 5% who are awake are trying to shut the other 5% who are awake up. They're trying to shut them up.
Yeah, right.
And that's essentially the situation you have right
So
now.
they cancel each other out, and you're back to the 90% and the 1%.
Andy, what's up? So good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Let's listen to the rest of this.
Yes, sorry.
Oh, Department. Okay.
That's
Direct
okay.
energy weapons are characterized by very deep magazine, extremely low cost per engagement, speed of light delivery. These strengths mean that they are well suited to countering large numbers of inexpensive, highly maneuverable threat that might otherwise exhaust the magazines of our current defensive kinetic energy weapons. Right? I'm going to stop there. You can read more on the Lockheed Martin
That's
website.
right. That's right.
This stuff isn't hidden.
These events have been taking place worldwide for years, not only with the California fires, Australia, fire twisters. And then after many of these incidents, there are mystery rashes that are being caused by these fires. So what are your thoughts? Is there...
I remember that in Paradise. I remember the rashes afterwards. I
Yeah.
haven't heard anything out of Hawaii.
And there was like melted steel.
Yeah.
You know.
Which that's another thing. It could be a reaction, right? From some of the things, maybe contaminants or toxins and stuff released during the melting process. I don't know. I'm trying to look at both sides so that I'm not just like tunnel visioning myself. But
Right. All right. So just an update. 80 dead in Maui and over 1,500 still missing from apocalyptic fires. All right. Lahaina Church miraculously untouched by devastating Maui fires.
that is awesome. Can
That's
you press
right.
play on that? Or is
It's
there?
not a video.
Oh, okay.
But
Sorry.
this is the church, and it was untouched. That actually reminded me, real quick, if I can look up Sorry, impromptu. All right. So when I heard about this church, it immediately reminded me of this verse right here. Okay. Isaiah 43, verses 2 and 3. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. Does that remind you of anybody we just saw?
That's right.
And through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. When you walk through the fire, you shall not be burned, nor shall the flame scorch you. For I am the Lord your God, the Holy One of Israel, your Savior. I gave Egypt for your ransom, Ethiopia and Sabia in your place. Okay. Boom.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's just, he is good. And you know what I mean? That we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. And,
That's right.
yeah, he's good. All right. There is a total crisis in Maui, 3,000 destroyed homes, 80 people dead. Where's Joe Biden? On vacation, of course. There is no bottom for this president. And speaking of presidents, before we get into more Lahaina, Anti just sent me this. Apparently, there is more.
And for more on former President Trump's legal situation tonight, we are joined by attorney Mark Reichel. Mark, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
So, Mark, we just heard Evan discussing this. The grand jury is expected to hear the case from Fulton County, Georgia's DA over the alleged attempts to sway the 2020 election in Trump's favor. Does this, by definition, mean we are closer to a fourth indictment? When would you expect it?
You know, really, it depends on what the witness is expected to talk about. If it's something that's like a closing statement for grand jurors, something that finalizes things and sums it up and gives the final answer, or if it's someone who's more of a preview witness. We know here there's already been a lot of witnesses that come in. It sounds to me like this individual is going to talk about things that are at the end of the investigation. So yes, I think you could be looking at an indictment in this case probably within 2 weeks.
Okay, and the former...
So,
Yeah.
you can inform us more in the chat. Anti, thank you so much for slinging that link and sending that to me. Kelly, good morning. Hope you're having a good morning over there. So, all right, back to Lahaina real quick. Let's listen to this guy.
In the industry of people losing their homes due to fire, flood, monster, emergency services. But I need you guys to hear me out. You don't see what's going on. I feel something is bigger. I've been on Maui the last 9 years, and I know the geographical location and how everything works. There was no fucking way that a hurricane missed Big Island, went to Maui, and didn't flood them, didn't give them, crazy, other things, but it caused fires. It caused fires in not only on Maui, but it caused fires in the most precious parts of real estate in Maui. Lahaina Front Street is worth billions. The Hawaiians that have been holding out and the Kanaka have been holding out for years, not wanting to sell their property in Lahaina due to these big $1 million companies. It is not a coincidence, I don't believe, how in the most precious parts of Maui, Kula, Lahaina, and Kihei, that the locals that are standing strong and do not want to give up Oprah Winfrey's fucking view up in Kula that the Hawaiians are holding out on, that the fire was going to, the Hawaiians and the Kanaka that was holding right there on Front Street. I've been in the industry.
Coincidence? I don't think so. I'm not saying what it is one way or the other. I'm just looking at all the information that's coming
evidence,
in.
right.
Yeah, I'm just looking at what I see.
Yep. You decide for yourself.
Yeah.
It doesn't change what the truth is, but
That's right.
You don't have to.
Yeah, that's right, Andy. It's just really odd.
Yeah.
Especially the location of, certain celebrities' homes.
Well, and then I think about that one comment where they said they wanted the 15-minute city. Now, I mean, is the island even big enough for well, I guess so. I guess it's probably the perfect size. But anyway, I had not heard that, but just a lot more. I expect there to be more even still to come out.
Yeah. All right. So, all right, we move on to Carrie Lake. I don't know if you guys heard this or saw this.
Which one of you's from the New York Times? You know there's only two genders, right? There's only two genders, and they know that in Iowa. I challenge the New York Times reporter and the Washington Post reporter to try to milk a cow and then try to milk a bull and see how that goes.
So she's milking a cow.
That's right.
And just...
Well, she's sitting on a stool next to a cow while telling people about
I don't know, man. I thought this was good.
It is. It's excellent. It's excellent.
I don't know.
I really like Carrie Lake, actually.
I really like how
I'm just jaded, and now I see
a
everything
traditional
as a photo
farm homestead life kind of cuts through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it just there's just I don't know. It's just it's common sense. It's just all this sickness is removed as far as this chicken lays an egg, so it's a girl.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
This chicken has spurs, so it's a boy. You know what I mean? It doesn't lay eggs, and he's kind of mean.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. It just I don't know. I love it. That's why our family's been pursuing it. Anyway, I guess we'll move on. Pretty funny though.
Our roosters are bigger than our goats now.
Oh yeah. So just wanted to show you guys this. And I understand that this isn't all legit real. It's just, I mean, even if this is artists who do this for, movies, it's getting to the level of where does it stop with Hollywood? So they do this stuff for the screen, but how much can they get away with in person, for the red carpet? You know what I mean? And if I've seen some videos of celebrities like Merkel and Harry or whatever their names are, you know who I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
Prince.
Uh-huh.
Harry
Harry and Meghan Markle.
and like they had like these like stand-ins at a
yeah,
fashion show where the faces like they were smiling but the faces weren't moving.
Yeah.
And there's all these like, so you know, if they can make this crazy stuff for Hollywood, what's going on? How much of that is bleeding into the real world to where we can't even see it?
Can I guilty confession for just a second? Sometimes, like when we're out, because I know there's so many video cameras and stuff and facial recognition. Sometimes I'll do this on purpose. Like if we're standing in checkout at Walmart or something, I'll just like not blink and hold a pose for like a few seconds, just in case maybe somebody is watching on the screens and I can freak them out a little bit and make them think I'm a robot. I don't know why I do that. I'm what's wrong with the world.
On my new detail, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. That's awesome. Eli, he says, I live on a farm with 15 heads of cattle. The bull loves me, but would never allow me to milk him. LOL. Is it just me, or has the you-know-who of South Dakota gotten very quiet, or has she been made so? Yeah. May not just be you, man. And then George, I agree, man. They're like, you know, they did it for Biden as far as what's going on the screen.
Oh,
you know, there's definitely been stuff, you know, if you look at the images behind his ears.
They showed us that one right there in Men in Black.
Do you forget when he fell on stage and you saw the shoes? You know, I'm not saying there's, you know,
I did not.
Doppelgangers have been used in, you know, high political targeted roles.
Absolutely.
Like the Putin who you think you've seen, that might not even be the real Putin. You know, we don't know how, you know, there's no telling.
That's
All
right.
right, so let's keep her moving. There's a lot to get into. Don't want to get bogged down. That's just weird, and that's just a preface for where this night's going. Okay, this is all just in the beginning. Okay, so just buckle up. All right, this is an update on Ecuador. A criminal organization known as Los Lobos, the Wolves, have now claimed responsibility for the assassination of presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio. Yeah, sorry.
Buenas noches, pueblo ecuatoriano. Venimos a darle este comunicado de parte de nuestro máximo líder, Pipo, y el menor Esteban. Queremos darle en claro a toda la nación ecuatoriana que cada vez que los políticos corruptos.
Okay, I'm just throwing this in there real quick. I hate to interrupt. Trigger control, right? I'm seeing some trigger control, but not everybody has trigger control.
Wow,
and
your arrival was foretold. Band of Nothing said influx of nerds talking about trigger discipline in 3, 2, and here you are. Right on cue, babe.
Yeah. And I also noticed that they're all, you know, they've all got the devil horns up or their logo there, which I guess is a wolf.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
I was like, it must
because
be a
at first
wolf.
it made me think it was like, you know, horns.
Right.
But then it's starting to look like a little wolf.
Right. Wolf face.
You know?
No cumplan con su promesa que establecemos cuando reciben nuestro dinero, que son millones de dólares para financiar su campaña.
Which of course
Jaco Flaco. Oh look, US weapons.
Which of course you can, you know, like it's all about your intent, right? Because you can say, oh, this is a wolf, or oh, this is I love you, or oh, this is devil horns. But you know what I mean? To depending on who's looking at it, it all means.
Yeah, I mean, they could believe it stands for a wolf when really the enemy,
right?
You know, tricked them into using that little thing. Like, yeah, it's a wolf. Los Lobos.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's saying, but you know.
So keep an eye out on
Ecuador. All right, I'm gonna get rid of some of this. Moving forward, don't want to get bogged down. All right, check this out.
Okay, hold on. This was an ad, but hot dang it if it wasn't the coolest thing I've seen. And if this is real, then we're really making some progress here in this whole technology department.
It reminds me because I've seen some stuff that's all online, it's untested. But, you know, folks are saying, man, energy is free.
Startup has invented a device that produces energy from salt water. Water light needs to be filled with 500 milliliters of seawater to generate light for 45 days. It works by ionizing an electrolyte composed of salt water, which reacts with magnesium and copper plates on the interior of the lamp to produce electricity. The device acts as a mini power generator and can be also used to charge mobile and electronic devices via a USB port. It is designed to run for 5,600 hours, and can easily be recycled or repurposed once it reaches the end of its life. This Colombian startup
cool,
has
huh?
invented...
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
500 milliliters for, what did they say, 45 days? That's pretty cool.
It's hard to believe, but I mean...
It could be a spam. It was an Instagram ad. There's a 50-50 chance it's BS. Or they're like, hey, guys, we're only $1 million away, and I swear we're going to be able to have this sucker going, okay?
Well,
There's batteries in it right now, all right? Just like Elon bringing out the human and the robot suit.
Well, number one, it says it's a Colombian startup. I mean, right there. But if someone in the chat wants to go check this out and see if you can see...
License set. I'll send you the link. I'm actually buying one similar this week.
No way. Really, dude? That's awesome. All right, so let's see. We'll see the name.
A device that produces energy from salt water. Waterlight needs to...
Waterlight. So if you want to look that up and see what it's about, how far along is it, if there's anything already in the market like it.
I thought it was cool.
I would love to know about it.
I want to get one and review it, if it's real.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so, the WHO, okay? I can't even really say all this, right? The climate change might require jabbing populations against migrating mosquitoes. Okay. You hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So climate change might require jabbing populations against migrating mosquitoes.
I like Angry Potato says migrating mosquitoes, not the ones that Billy made, right?
Right. Not the one that Bill Goetz made. Right. All right. Okay. So look out for the migrating mosquitoes, folks. Okay. And now we're really getting into it. Okay. World's first artificial womb facility to grow 30,000 babies a year in birth pods.
Okay.
Parents can design child.
We have gone over this before, but scroll down if you don't mind. I'm gonna highlight on a couple of things in this article. All right, so in 1978, Britain's Louise Brown became the world's first IVF baby. In vitro fertilization meant that the father, the male's sperm, and the mother, the female's egg, were extracted from their respective bodies and fertilized in a petri dish. The womb was then planted into a female's womb. I think they meant the baby or the fetus. Was then planted into a female's womb, either the biological mother of the embryo or a surrogate, and the baby was born in due course. Now, the world's first ever artificial womb factory is set to carry a baby to full term in a birth pod. The technology promises to let the parents choose the baby's characteristics like eye color, height, and strength from a menu. Now, scroll down a little bit. The gene editing will be done based on the CRISPR-Cas9 technology, which is not new to the world.
Right. That's known. The designer baby is not new.
Right. Okay. And so it says, of course, it's for infertile couples and couples that otherwise wouldn't be able to. So scroll down just a little bit. Continue reading. Keep going. There we go. Keep going.
IVF is responsible for between 1% to 2% of all births in the U.S. The process is expensive, averaging over $12,000 per session, and most women require more than one attempt. But artificial intelligence is making breakthroughs, being able to detect cancer, pinpoint cavities, and answer medical questions. Fox News reports a reproductive technology company based in Tel Aviv, Israel, called AIVF, may help fertility doctors by selecting the ideal embryo and improving women's odds. The AI-empowered embryo evaluation software uses advanced algorithms to simplify the embryo selection process and pick the best candidate. After evaluation, AI assigns each embryo a numeric score, and the clinician makes the final decision. As the scientists say, this is not about AI replacing doctors. It's not humans versus AI. It's humans with AI.
Okay. In terms of time frame, okay, this is back, the doctor told him, In terms of time frame, it really depends on the ethical guidelines. Right now, research on human embryos is not allowed beyond 14 days. After 14 days, embryos must be destroyed due to ethical concerns. If these ethical restrictions are relaxed, I give it 10 to 15 years before ectolife becomes widely used everywhere. Add to that 5 years of public awareness and education to help people become more receptive to the technology. Okay, so that's the meat of what I want to say here is that they're really hoping, like, right, if they're relaxed, a lot of suggestive talking there. Okay, now move on. Now next, you go to the next one. Sorry.
Well, I wanted to read Dap's comment real quick. He's like, gotta be fake. You think that? Dude, a minute detail. Thank you so much for that, brother. We really do appreciate that support. He says, brought to you by me. You too can be a sponsor. Hey, that's all. Yeah,
That's
if you want the show to be partially brought to you
That's right.
by you, thank you so much for that, brother. I appreciate that, man. Bro fist. Let's see. Red had me laughing. Mr. Buddington, Star Wars: The Clone Wars is closer than you might think.
I was thinking of what is that, Galactica with Ethan Hawke? Remember when he was like,
yeah. I mean, I'm more of a Star Wars guy, I guess, but no, that's where your mind goes. You're like, this has got to be fake. This can't be real. But then you're saying that it is, and that they just need restrictions they just need
they've already told you the technology is there. What they're claiming is that, they haven't tried anything too risky because rules say they can't, and they're rule followers.
Right.
Right, because we know that.
So who's not the rule followers? These guys?
Nope, I think everybody is rule followers. Wink, 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 wink.
Chinese scientists create system to care for embryos and an artificial womb.
Right. Okay. So China is neck and neck. Right. China has same technology. Oh, let's scroll down.
Okay.
Hold on. That looks like sushi, by the way.
The AI nanny would help monitor and care for the embryos.
Yeah.
That sounds like the Matrix, man.
Yep.
Okay.
Parents of the future rejoice. Scientists in China have developed an AI nanny that they say could one day take care of human fetuses in a lab. Researchers in some place I can't pronounce, China, have claimed to create a system that can monitor and care for embryos as they grow into fetuses while growing inside an artificial womb. The South China Morning Post reports. The robotic nanny is already reportedly caring for a number of animal embryos. Experimentation on human embryos, however, is still forbidden under international law, as the newspaper points out. Right? Scroll down. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Why does this matter, right? Because think about it. Right? There's this huge war on human trafficking right now, right? And how do you solve that, right? Well, you just make your own people. Nobody, right? So I don't know.
And then if they are made by a corporation, do they belong to the corporation?
Right, exactly.
Because in U.S. law, a corporation is considered or a business is considered a person, and it has constitutional rights.
That's right.
I don't know,
because that could be property, that could be technically business, and then we're not even going to talk about. This is why we're not supposed to mess with this stuff, because is there a soul there? I don't know, because we don't know the ins and outs of what is and what isn't. Anyway, move on to the next one. Okay, so everybody is really, they're following the rules because the rules say that you're not allowed to do anything, right? But now we've got animals. Mice develop inside an artificial womb. So this one has, in this one, my understanding is they've gone all the way through with the deed, right? They started and completed the task. So what do you do when you're about to start human trials? Well, before you get to human trials, you have animal trials.
Sure, they follow the rules.
Right, exactly. That's been my read between the line. But just for the paper trail version, here we have animal trials. They're not going to put it all in one article that says okay, here's the technology we have, here's what we're hoping to get to, and here's where we are so far. You have to look for the updates and stuff like that. Anyway, so this is where we're at. We're in animals, and don't forget they're planning fully to have a woolly mammoth cloned, and by 2028 or 2027, I don't remember.
Okay. Wow. Dang. Wow. All right. You ready?
Yep.
All right. So, brace yourself.
I
Okay?
was.
We go from talking about mouses to talking about cats.
He does identify as a cat, but I cannot take him to a vet
Her son, if you missed it.
because I tried that, and the veterinarian told me that because he has human anatomy, that he does not know how to work on him or diagnose him with anything, and he legally cannot. So, and while I do think that is a form of discrimination, because, you know, my son, if he says he's a cat, he is a cat, and he needs to be treated like that, like one, you know. But I'm not gonna press charges because I know that he could lose his license if I.
Are you kidding me?
Luckily,
Tell me people need Jesus without telling me people need Jesus.
My son does identify as a cat, but
luckily, in this instance.
Well, yeah. So apparently, one person says that she's joking, that she's a comedian. So you'll have to do more research.
Who trolls the left. Does a dang good job at it.
Okay, so she's a comedian that trolls the left.
But here's the risk in 2023. Crazy statements are plentiful, all right? So if you go out there and satire too much, people are going to take you for real, for real.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, I totally believable.
Yeah, well, when I first saw this, I didn't know that. I don't know this lady, and so I didn't know. I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
But, and then they were like, yes, in fact, she is kidding you.
So, you know, I guess that's the new form of marketing these days is, you know, being drastic or extra or, you know, I don't know. They go all out for some kind of virality.
Yeah.
And, you know, so it's, you know, a comedian trying to market herself with, you know, what is it called? It's like rage baiting.
Oh, yeah, possibly.
Yeah, trying to bait people to be rageful. So, you know, I don't know. That's where we're at these days.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
Neck hurt?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
That's okay.
Okay. Sure? All right. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, check it out. Dystopian, straight out of I mean, look at, guess what this is. Three-story vessel is set to dock in Portland and Dorset and will house over 500 asylum seekers. What does that look like? Dude, that is terrifying to me, okay? We'll be housing asylum seekers, okay? All right? I mean, this is like, it looks like a floating prison to me, okay? Apparently, folks in the comments are like, floating concentration camps?
Yeah.
Giant floating prisons in the middle of an endless ocean? Terrifying.
Oofta.
Yeah.
Oofta.
It's the Bibby Stockholm, a barge which will be used to house migrants. I forgot where. I didn't get to read that. But it can house 500 asylum seekers.
Wow.
And that's what they call them at first. Okay. All right. I don't know, man. That's another level right there.
That's right. A minute detail says, looks like the largest maritime disaster waiting to happen. Yeah, all I'm picturing is these videos I've seen of these huge, you know, ships carrying freight and cargo containers and stuff, and these containers were just falling off.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Crazy, man. That is absolutely crazy. All right. The American starter home style evolution. 1970s, 1990s, 2010s, and you can't see the bottom, but it's a sawed-off shotgun, a machete, and a survival pack in the 2030s. Okay. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
We picked one hell of a generation to start World War III because this generation can't even fight anxiety from being called the wrong pronoun. We picked one hell of a generation.
That's true.
Yeah. I just thought it needed to be said. Sorry, I'm closing stuff out. Trying to keep her moved. All right.
Keep her moving.
Keep her moving. Oh, World War III, speaking of.
Following up on that guy who adopted the robot dog. Doing fine.
Update on robot dog. So, I mean, just taking a stroll, taking your dog out for a walk.
That's right.
So what is that, like a conditioning tactic or just, training / conditioning? I don't know.
See, it's a good thing that I know what I know, because when I was a kid, that Janet Jackson video came out with the Nutty Professor. I don't remember how it goes, but I think it's Nutty for You. I don't know. But anyway, in this music video, she had a robot dog, and it was so cool, and I wanted one really bad. And after that, they had like a toy one, but it wasn't anywhere as cool. It was this, but I would have liked this had it not been so bad.
Just strolling. What are we about to move into, folks? I mean, intellectually, this says something to all of us. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what's coming that this soldier's just walking out down the street with this,
Although, when you first look at it, it looks really big and bad. But after seeing that one video, now I'm looking at it a little closer, and I'm like, those legs look like toy legs.
I know,
the kids
but
have them like.
This is without, like, this looks like a naked one. Like, this looks naked. This doesn't look like it's armed, anything.
Okay.
So, we're probably not privy to what they look like already. You know what I mean? There's folks in the comments saying, can't wait to see them fully loaded and ready for combat. Those bad boys are going to replace so many soldiers, keeping our boys at safe distances. Love it. I hope one day we can limit human casualties altogether in combat situations. Go USA. And don't think that Russia don't have it, China don't have it.
Right.
So saving soldiers' lives, I love. Okay. But cleaning up warfare to where now we're fighting with drones and robots and think that won't have any repercussions on humans when, I mean, I don't know, man.
Okay. Just for funnies, though, because there's the whole joke about the ATF that, like, shoots dogs and stuff.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude. It's
They
the
do.
joke that's going around. But, like, imagine if you had one of these, like, upper hand,
Upper hand, huh? No.
I was ready. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell.
Don't make dog angry. You won't like it when it's angry. All right. Long ago in a land far, far away. You notice anything there, folks?
Look at those prices.
Yeah. I mean, I'd go ahead and get premium for all that. I mean, you know what I mean? 50 cents a gallon? Come on, huh? Just wait for when they figure out how to convert biomass into a fuel / energy for the bots. Like on Screamers. Or Dr. Fusion technology from Back to the Future. Basically, they're going to eat their victims, and that will fuel them.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Could we have a robot that operates off of, like, waste and maybe send it to San Francisco to clean up all the...
After they waste you?
Oh.
I mean, like, after they waste the person they're going after? That's what they...
It's not what I meant, babe.
Anyway, 48 cents a gallon, 49 cents a gallon, dude. Bring it back. Will it ever come back? I don't think so. I don't know. All right. The Founding Fathers never intended a nation where citizens would pay nearly half of everything they earned to the government. All right. What's going on here? What is this? The Pentagon has new toys. Fake alien invasion in preparation. Look at those. So all this information coming out, what even is this? I mean...
It looks like an airplane being air-towed by a UFO.
It does.
But I'm sure that's not what it is.
I mean... they're probably looking at the missing $21 trillion from the Pentagon budget there. There it is. Found it.
Wow.
Found it.
It kind of looks like that thing in Chicago. You know, the thing you can walk under that's mirrored.
They waited too long. We are too connected. Cameras everywhere. So much information shared. We all know of Project Bluebeam. You know, but as much as people are saying Project Bluebeam, it makes me think that Tennessee Ridge Runner dude, what's up? Good to see you, man. It makes me think that maybe Project Bluebeam is old news and that what they have surpasses Bluebeam. You know what I mean? That it's going to be, yeah, I mean, you know, you understand Bluebeam is kind of talking about like advanced holographics.
Right.
Okay. Well, what about really advanced holographics, like tangible? Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. Weird. All right, moving on. Oh, yeah. Did we talk about this?
I couldn't remember if we talked about this or not, but it's interesting enough that we'll talk about it again.
Hey, people, did you see this? Rocks falling from the sky in Romania? Yeah, hail, but stones. And it looks like there's more to this than just a freak storm. After this clip, I'll tell you. That was Romania, but they got something else going on there. Mysterious sounds, booms in the sky, something like sonic booms, have been happening in Romania, and they're freaking people out. Of course it's freaking people out. Sonic booms and rocks falling from the sky? What could it mean? Now I'm not saying it's from the Bible's Book of Revelations, but it sure does match up with some of it. I mean, just pause this and read it for yourself. Strange stuff's going on in the world, Booskies, and not just in the US of A, but everywhere. And people are getting legitimately freaked out. Tell me what you think in my comment section, peeps. Shabadoo, Booskies, shabadoo. Hey, people, did you...
I don't know. What do you think?
Very interesting.
I mean, signs of the times, man.
That's right.
I'm not trying to be a date setter or like, you know, whatever, you know, what do they call it when you're, you know,
oh yeah, when you try to.
No, I'm not trying to freak anyone out. I just think that it's clear to see, especially for those with eyes to see and ears to hear. But for people just waking up and just coming around, you know, it's. I understand it can be hard to accept.
Yeah.
You know. It's crazy. That stuff's going on.
It is.
You know. I like his tinfoil hat. Me too, man. Yeah. All right, let's keep moving. What do you think about this? Anybody know anything about this? There aren't just underground bases. There's also underground highways, which I have seen videos of and the inside of.
Yeah, like I've heard of like whole underground tunnels, cities under, like I've heard it all.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about that? It's probably just some tunnel. I don't know. Do you realize how much a privilege it will be to see the second coming of our Lord Jesus Christ? That's right.
Amen.
That's right. Ooh, Eli, that's a good one, man. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you know, you think that, Kelly, but there are some underground, you know, not only are there I mean, look them up. Just do your research. You know, deep underground military. You know what?
That's right.
It's code name DUMB, DUMB.
Yep.
Deep underground military base. Not that that's what this is. There are also highways that go underneath. You know, not everything that gets delivered to Skunk Works and Lockheed Martin and DARPA and all that can just be driving down the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like out for everybody to see, you know? I don't know. They're here, folks. They're here.
What?
So, you know, it's just a spoof, man. But, you know, it's from the movie Jules. So, you know, but, I don't know. I just saw it and I was like, they're here. It was posted by Clown World. All right. I don't know. Tell me what you think of this.
You are looking at incredibly rare footage that the House of Windsor has attempted to censor. Just prior to her coronation as Queen of England, the Princess Elizabeth was initiated into the Welsh Druid Order. The Queen wore a green robe to signify her rank in the order, known as Vate or Ovate. The Vates had the role of seers, similar to the oracles of ancient Greece. It's very interesting to see these pictures because 99% of people out there assume the House of Windsor is a Christian royal family. This suggests otherwise. You are looking at incredibly rare footage that the House of...
I mean...
Right. Again, don't know where they got the footage or
I know,
what,
it's like some bohemian stuff.
Right, it is.
You know?
I'm always like, who got this? Like, nobody noticed somebody recording over there in the other part of the lawn there? Like, this wasn't exactly cell phone footage days,
I know,
you know?
I
Like,
know. It's not like you snuck your phone in or something, you know. I didn't get that information, but it did appear to be overseas. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But
I don't doubt that, you know, I don't doubt, you know, I just,
yeah. Seashell says, I saw a woman trucker had to drive in at Kansas City, Missouri, all the way to New Mexico underground. Yeah. And this was just a cool idea. Did you see this?
oh, yeah, I sent this, okay. This wasn't for the channel. I was sending this to you as a hint that I would like you to do this, please.
Well, I would love to. It looks awesome. We have way too much camping gear.
That's right.
We need to store it. Have it ready to go.
To do this.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Good idea for the garage. You know, stuff goes sideways. It's easy to load up the vehicle and go, you know.
Scriptures missing out of different Bibles. So we had to check our Bibles. Christian Standard Bible. This verse is Matthew 17:21. And on this one it goes straight from 20 to 22. Does not have 21.
It's a new
NIV. And Matthew 17, 20, right over 21 to 22.
And then New King James.
This is my Bible, King James Version. Matthew 17, 21, of course, it's there. Howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. This is my mom's Bible from way back when. Matthew 17. I said it's probably underlined, and sure enough, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. So the conspiracy theory is that there's so much power in prayer and especially fasting that they're leaving it out of the Bibles. Check your Bibles, folks. Certain script.
Wouldn't have even checked for that because, you know, the Word of God is protected. So I wouldn't have even looked or possibly even noticed.
Well, I mean, I don't know what this tells you. It tells me that the King James is and that's why I always reference the King James. I usually, I'll go to the New King James, but because the King James is written very, like, you know, Shakespearean, and if you don't have practice in reading it, if you go from scrolling TikTok or, you know, like basically being in the world, living in the world, growing up in the world, and you don't have any practice reading scripture out of the King James version, right, it's going to be kind of hard to keep up with if you haven't done any, like, you know.
No, the actual text was gone, Kelly. It went
the
straight
verse
from
they skipped
20 to 22.
They skipped a verse.
And I would have just thought, you know, maybe it was a mistake, but it was two different versions of Bibles. That's just so.
Yeah, so the first one is an English Standard Version, and the next one is an NIV.
Yeah.
And so, you know, there's a lot taken out of there. And then not only are there missing scriptures, or verses, they will change the words to be a more simpler word, but the words in the King James Bible, the words that they use are, so if you stop while you're reading a verse and you look up a word that you don't know, the explanation to like the definition of the word will add so much more context.
Right.
So like they're, I don't know how to explain it. The words are better. They're more profound. You know what I mean? In my opinion, you know what I mean? That's why I've always stuck to the King James and believed since I woke up that the King James is like the protected word of God. You know what I mean? Or, that's the protected word.
Out of different Bibles. So we had to check our Bibles. Christian Standard Bible. This verse is Matthew 17:21. And on this one it goes.
So if you look right here on the English Standard Version, it goes from 20 to 22. It totally skips 21.
Straight from 20 to 22. Does not have 21.
It's a new
NIV. And Matthew 17, 20, right over 21 to 22.
And then New King James.
This is my Bible, King James Version. Matthew 17:21, of course, it's there. Howbeit this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. This is my mom's Bible from way back when. Matthew 17. I said it's probably underlined, and sure enough, this kind goeth not out but by prayer and fasting. So the conspiracy theory is that there's so much power in prayer and especially fasting that they're leaving it out of the Bibles.
Minute detail says confirmed, missing in my NIV.
And Tiff just looked in our King James and it's there.
Yep.
So, I also had pastors that told me about that. Not necessarily that scriptures were missing or that verses were missing, but they explained how, like, the simpler words that they put in the more liked,
right,
newer versions of the Bible, that you're missing so much definition, and there go context. And
but this isn't just like,
look, why this is so important is Jesus said that his people were destroyed due to lack of knowledge. And what is this?
Yeah,
a lack of knowledge.
That's right.
Okay. So it's a big deal, especially for our prayer warriors out there and for our believers. Bro fist to you, get your King James. You know what I mean? And, so like reading phonically out loud it helps me. You know what I mean? All right. Okay, so in other news, all right, this is crazy. I don't know if you guys know who Brandon Herrera is, the AK guy on YouTube. He is legit running for Congress, okay?
That's why I'm running for Congress. Than you're used to. Today, August 12th, 2023, minutes before this video went live, I announced I am going to be running for Congress. Specifically, I will be challenging the establishment Republican Tony Gonzalez for the District 23 congressional seat in the Republican primary for 2024. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. No, this is not a joke. No, this is not satire. I have legally filed to run for Congress, and I do intend to take this role very seriously. I understand to many of you this may come as a surprise, but don't worry. In this video, I hope to explain why I'm doing this, what I actually hope to accomplish, and what this means for us going forward. But first, no, this channel is not about to go full political. So if you're here for the firearm breakdowns, history, and all the other fun stuff we get into, don't worry. That's not going anywhere, and no, I don't plan on sanitizing my humor or content either. But for me personally, a lot of things are about to change behind the scenes.
So he's going to be vlogging the whole process on his B channel. I just thought that this was...
We've been watching Brandon Herrera for a long time.
And he recently quit drinking, started boxing professionally. Well, it's amateur professional. It's the lower bottom end of boxing in front of people.
Kind of over there by where what's that YouTuber? crap. I ruined the joke because I can't think of his dumb name.
What's the name?
I don't know. There's two brothers and they got blonde hair and they're tall. And they one of them found a body in the suicide forest and got
the Pauls. They're in California.
I know, but the joke was funny when I made it. I just couldn't think of his name.
Oh yeah, because YouTubers are boxing.
You said he's over there in the very bottom of the boxing.
No, they're
world.
way higher up because
Really, the Pauls?
They trained really hard, especially the younger brother. I don't know a whole lot about the Pauls, but I did hear that Jake Paul, the young, like kind of psychopathic sociopath. They say he's sociopathic. I don't even know the guy. I don't watch his content, but he took training very seriously, and that he is apparently like a top grade like a fighter.
Really?
Yeah, he's totally changed everything. These dudes are taking it serious. It seems like YouTube kind of brought them to a place where they didn't know what they were doing and they didn't want to just do nothing.
Right.
And so they men crave structure and order. And it's like once these guys go into boxing, they clean up their act, they quit drinking, they stop chasing girls, and now they're training and they have a goal. Anyway, I don't know why we're talking about all this.
Because I totally sidetracked us. You were making a point. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I just think, like, I don't know, man.
Brandon, he quit drinking and now he's boxing.
Totally support this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can you trust any politician? I don't know. I highly suggest you guys, if you do care, go and listen to his message. And I support him. So I don't know. He says that, he's going to be, I'm a big 2A guy, here in America, Second Amendment. And he said that he's gonna basically stir the pot. He won't vote for any gun control whatsoever, and yada yada yada. He's gonna be apparently the person in his district in Congress has voted for gun control and is trying to placate to both sides. And anyway, Landon, I sent you a screenshot of what the YouVersion app has to say about the missing verse. Okay, let's see. Can I get to it right now? Oh, what is that? You sent a message to me on Instagram? You guys can message me over on Instagram at Unspecified Podcast. I'm just joking, but if you can get in touch with us over there if you needed to for anything. I'm not seeing it. Did you send it to me on Facebook? Send it to me on Instagram. Okay. So Brandon Herrera is running for Congress. I mean, come on. And it's just going crazy over here on Twitter. They even at Tony Gonzalez, the guy that he's going for this guy's job. Okay. A donut operator said, he's coming for you. Of course, Brandon Herrera's name is Brandon. So he's bringing back Let's Go Brandon. He's going to have merch. I would go buy a shirt. I would go buy a shirt. Let's see.
What is the meme? Hold on, with the Dexter. What's it say?
Stun on these dudes.
All right. Continue.
Yeah, I don't know. All right. So getting into some more serious stuff here. Massachusetts bans Catholic couple from fostering children due to beliefs on gender, sexuality, lawsuit claims.
But other headlines were a little bit more spicy and specifically said due to their Christian beliefs.
And I mean, number one, that's discrimination. That's constitutional. I mean, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Freedom of religion. So the foster system, as of right now, it has some names on the street. Okay. Some folks call it a certain kind of care.
Yeah.
Okay. Not daycare.
Yeah.
Right. That's just what I've heard other people say. But you have conservative values. You're gonna tell the kid that that they are what they are, and you're not gonna you're not gonna tell them that they're the T word. You're not gonna tell them they're trans. Then no, not for you.
Right. Well, what are they saying in the news? We could just watch it. Watch it. Okay. Nope, just kidding. That's the wrong one. We can't.
Let's see. Does it have a video? Because I would just watch it, but they don't. Let's close that. I'm sorry about this scrolling. A devout Catholic couple claims that Massachusetts banned them from participating in the state foster care system due to their religious beliefs. In a federal lawsuit filed Tuesday by religious liberty group Beckett Law, Mike and Catherine Kitty Burke specifically claim the state restricted them from fostering children in the state due to their adherence to Catholic teachings on gender, sexuality, and marriage, and that Christianity or Catholicism is not supportive of gender identity or after months of interviews and training and after years of heartbreak, we were on the verge of finally becoming parents, the couple said in a statement. We were absolutely devastated to learn that Massachusetts would rather children sleep in the hallways of hospitals than let us welcome children into our home. The lawsuit claims that the state listed only one reason for denying the Burke's foster application, which was that they would not be affirming to a child who identified as LGBTQIA. As faithful Catholics, the Burkes believe that all children should be loved and supported, and they would never reject a child placed in their home. They also believe that children should not undergo procedures that attempt to change their God-given sex. They uphold Catholic beliefs about marriage and sexuality. The lawsuit continues. The lawsuit names Massachusetts Health and Human Services Secretary Kate Walsh, Commissioner of the Massachusetts Department of Children and Families Linda Spears, and others as defendants. The lawsuit includes a copy of the letter the Burkes received notifying them that their application to be foster parents was denied. In order to be licensed as a foster adoptive parent, a foster pre-adoptive parent applicant must meet the following requirements. A, foster pre-adoptive parent applicant must demonstrate to the satisfaction of the department the ability to promote the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of a child placed in his or her care, including supporting and respecting a child's sexual orientation or gender identity. E, to respect and make efforts to support the integrity of a child's racial, ethnic, linguistic, cultural, and religious background. The letter reads, quoting the state regulations for standards for licensure as a foster pre-adoptive parent. I'm sorry, I'm probably slaughtering the reading. In addition, the CF Foster Child Bill of Rights states that every child shall be treated with respect by DCF staff, foster parents, and providers without regard to race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender identity, religion, and or disability. It continues. So, leave them.
If you don't instantly, without question, just go along with it, then you can't be a good parent. I mean, that's kind of what they're saying in between the lines.
That they would rather them be at risk of being, I assume you guys have heard some of the terrible things that go on in the foster situation.
Yep.
And
we're just going to have to...
rather than be in a safe home.
Oh, yeah.
I just...
And that's not always the case. Sometimes the system works, as it's supposed to. Hence why it came around in the first place, right? If we could see what things would become, we wouldn't do them. But most things are started under the guise of a good thing, Yeah. Nobody wants to see children abused in any way.
Yeah. Before they died, Muhammad said, "I don't know the purpose of life." Buddha said, "Seek for the truth." Confucius said, "I am not the way." But Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." Jesus is the only one who rose from the dead. The other three are still in their grave.
And look, the way, Confucius, the truth, Buddha, and the life, Muhammad. They spoke to all three. That's interesting.
All right. And, Tiff and I, this is, I don't know why we're showing this to you, but, we're showing it to you. It kept coming across our radar, and this is what we believe, and this is how we live, and Christ is at the head of the relationship. All right. And then basically the husband has the authority and responsibility that comes with the authority to protect, lead the family, provide for the family, or, also to defend, protect. Yeah. Wife is a comfort, teach, nurture, and then the children should love and obey the parents, and we could keep going on this for a long time. I really could, probably.
Absolutely.
That, and I understand that it hasn't worked out for everyone because we live in a fallen world, and, a lot of folks are fallen and given to themselves or to, other things that are going on. So I know it's a lot of heartbreak out there, and, a lot of modern society technologies and whatnot are kind of destroying the bedrock of, just with Instagram and options and mainly like, options and opportunities for females that make them feel like, that they don't,
Yeah.
that there were traditional ways back in the day.
Right.
And not that everything was great back in the day, but it built us to,
Right.
the society that we had. And now our current, legislative and, man, I'm telling you, where's it going?
That's right.
It's not going good.
Yeah, Kelly says both parents should be teaching and nurturing their children. Right, obviously. And I mean, there's some stuff that kind of goes with, it also doesn't talk about who's going to do the dishes or cook supper. This is just kind of the overview. Like,
Yeah.
there's other
It's
little,
an overview.
Right, there's
Yeah.
other.
It's not like super in depth at all, but yeah. Anyway. Moving on. I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is anything too hard for me? Jeremiah 32:27. No. Do everything in love. That's so important, man. That is so important. So important. That's the foundation. If you don't have love, you're like a clanging cymbal. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Like that love is, to not be adversarial. You know what I mean? It's not a fight. It's not stones that I'm holding. It's bread.
That's right.
Pray, wait, trust. God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through him. John 3:17.
Amen.
Let me live and I will praise you. Psalms 119, 175. May he turn our hearts to him to walk in all his ways. 1 Kings 8:5-8. He must increase, but I must decrease. Help us to be more like you, more like your son.
Less of myself.
And less like me. Yep. As a Christian, I'm not perfect, just saved. You yourselves are taught by God to love one another. 1 Thessalonians 4:9. Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ which strengthen me. I look up to the mountains. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Psalm 121, 1 and 2. At the right time, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60:22. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken. 55:22. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken. I just read it again because
Verse
it was
so
there
nice
again.
you read it twice.
That's right. Let me see here. I have what you sent me. A minute detail. Let's see. It says. Let me see. Can I show this on the screen? Let's see. So earlier we were talking about Matthew 17:21. Some manuscripts include here words similar to Mark 9:29 rather than telling you what Matthew 21 says. It says some manuscripts, like other versions, include here words similar to Mark 9:29. And most people aren't going to take it upon themselves to go when they could just put the verse. I don't know. It's not good. It's not good. It's not good to be hiding that. Changing things up. Let's see here. All right.
I'm looking that up right now. Hang on.
Your wounds I will heal, declares the Lord. Jeremiah 30:17. It is not by sword or by spear that the Lord saves, for the battle is the Lord's. 1 Samuel 17:47. Let him fight the battle. All you need to do is be still. All we must do is be still.
Okay, so hold on here.
What are you looking up?
Mark 9:29 says, he answered, there is no way to get rid of this kind of demon except by prayer. Period. Doesn't say fasting.
Wow. The Lord your God is in your midst. He is a mighty Savior. He will take delight in you with gladness. Zephaniah 3:17.
But hang on, in New King James Version, because it hadn't refreshed, I'm sorry. So New King James Version does say, so he said to them, this kind can come out by nothing but prayer and fasting. And those are red letters.
Lord your God is in your midst. He is a mighty Savior. He will take delight in you with gladness. There is hope for your future, declares the Lord. There is hope. Jeremiah 31:17. Pray about it before you overthink it, y'all.
That's right.
And then the thing with that is it's like, tell God about it, even though he already knows. You tell him about it. And then you leave it with him. You say, I leave this with you. And it's an exercise because, initially, like when I started, I didn't like just leave it with him. I'd continue to worry about it. But, I eventually started to be like, okay, like it's an internal thing. I'm like, I trust you.
Right.
I'm giving it to you and I'm going to be still.
That's right. That's right.
And he is faithful. All right, let's see.
Yeah, I agree. And Minute Detail says, I have a major issue with them removing the verse because it is similar to a different verse in the book. And in fact, that's one of the ways that the Bible is verified is because there's, multiple perspectives of the same scene, scenes, the same scenario. You get multiple witness accounts of it.
All right. Every good and perfect gift is from above. That's just facts for you to know. That's knowledge right there. Every good and perfect gift is from above. So if you think about all the things you have to be thankful for, thank God.
That's right.
Because every good and perfect gift is from above.
That's right.
That's from him. Okay? And he is good and he is faithful, and he doesn't go anywhere. We just said, that the Lord your God is in your midst. He is right there.
That's right.
And that every good and perfect thing is from above. And I say, thank you for every good and perfect thing, and help me to use every good and perfect gift to glorify you or to please you. You know what I mean? Let me see here. What was I trying to do? Just in case, I don't know if we'll be able to do this. Anyone that wanted to call in, let me see if I can even still do that. Would anyone be interested in calling in? Before we go, it might be too impromptu.
Is it getting set up, will it?
I don't know. I don't even know. I'm trying to see if I can make it work. Yeah, it's probably better for us to all go to bed. It's late. It's late. All right. I mean, to be quite honest, There's still plenty to talk about. We're not going to go into it all. And so it begins. Illinois Supreme Court finds assault weapons ban constitutional. Illinois Supreme Court. You know, no shocker really, but yeah. Critics sound the alarm over new AI Jesus app that is becoming very popular. So, you know, just, you know, watch out, guys, you know. I'm hearing a lot of sad stories come out of senior centers, or, you know, old folks' homes. A Missouri senior center has canceled weekly Bible study after some residents were offended. Residents were offended. Okay. And that's just sad. Okay.
Just don't go.
You know, the era of humans in the newsroom is coming to an end. So there, I mean, you know, it's an article. We can all, it's from Media Week or something like that. We can all look into it, but just, you know, just it shows things are getting weird. Okay. Record hot ocean temps could turbocharge hurricane season. So for all my folks close to the Gulf, you know, or anyone on the East Coast, really anyone. I mean, if you're not super landlocked, preparations might be a good idea. Make sure that you have the things that you need, or you have an evacuation plan, or that you have preparations for in case you're not evacuating and you're going to ride it out. Make sure that you're in a safe enough area that's not going to just get absolutely pummeled. You know, that because as much as we may prepare, you know, sometimes the smartest thing is a bug out. You know,
That's right.
it's just a bug out.
That's right.
And, you know, we have a history of sticking around.
Well, yeah, but with
because
this hot, we've even been talking about it with as hot as it is and everything. You know, we'll have to take it case by case. I don't know what we'll do.
With all the stuff in the weather, I'm reminded of this verse. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm. Okay? And the clouds are the dust of his feet. So he is in full control.
Right.
Okay?
That's
And
right.
so basically when a storm comes, we don't just run away, even when they say evacuate. You know what I mean? Because we trust the Lord, you know?
That's right.
And, you know, he protected us in the last hurricane. The eye passed right over our house, you know? And it turned into kind of a Mad Max SHTF, you know, when that kind of stuff happens, as, you know, is normal, which is why, you know, here in Louisiana, we have a culture of preparation, you know what I mean? That it's not weird for you to have, you know, food, water, medical,
Right.
Even, you know, retrofitted ways to set your house up with electricity using other means, for while the power's out. You know, we how many days do we?
I think it was 8 days.
I thought it was like 13.
No, I don't think it.
It was longer than a week.
Well,
But anyway, guys, with all that being said, we thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. Let's see here. You guys could be anywhere else in the world. You decide to hang out with us. That just means the world to us, guys. Thank you so much, everybody, all the mods, those who help sling the links, and to everyone who sends us stuff on Instagram and through other means. I really do appreciate it. Be sure to follow us on those other sites, if you care to. We can't grow this channel. We can't do any of this without your guys' support, and we thank you for your support. I thank you for smashing the like and subscribing, and going to our friends and subscribing and blessing others and blessing us. It's truly a blessing. Thank you, guys. You know, well, with everything going on, look, don't worry, okay? Because he has overcome the world, all right? And, you know, don't forget we have merch, link in the description. That's another way that you guys can support us if you would like to. You don't have to. It's just there. It's a thing. Okay, and we've been working on it. We've made some designs, some cool designs, some basic designs. Just you know, Mountain Dew. Tiff's over here drawing. Okay, you know, it's no big deal. Check it out. If there's anything that you see that you might like, consider supporting the channel. It would be very appreciated.
Look, I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it.
Oh, yeah?
Y'all, this is the new shirt.
New shirt idea. Okay. I can make that happen. Okay. And if you have any ideas for shirts or merch that you want to see us make happen, I am working on a Brofish sticker or design.
That's right.
I don't know if that's anything anyone's interested in, but I think Anti-Jack gave me the idea. Anyway, you guys, check it out if you want to check it out. Okay, we think it's pretty cool. We've been working hard on it. We're trying to work on some other stuff. We're trying to bring prices down because it's stupid. I'll be honest. You know what I mean? But it's just, it is the way it is. Apparently, it's a novelty thing. I don't know about all this stuff. I just try to help with whatever I can help with. You know what I mean? We love you guys. And go do and don't worry, y'all. You can get your go do and don't worry gear. We've been trying to put that on the back. You know.
Too many ideas.
Too many ideas.
Not enough.
You guys, much love. It was great hanging out with you guys, and thank you so much again. We will see you guys on the next one. All right. Bro Fist, we will see you guys next time.
And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
everyone. I'm Sophia from Hanson Robotics. ABC News.
Hey, good work.
Russian troops continued their offensive operations in and around Bakhmut during...
So let's go. Get up, pick up your mat, and walk.